Hi everyone. In this video, I am going to explain the topic linear partial differential equations of first order. After completion of the topic, student will recognize linear partial differential equations of first order. Also, student can solve linear partial differential equations of first order. So first we'll begin with the definition. So definition of linear partial differential equation of first order. So definition goes like this: a differential equation which involves only P and Q. Do you know what are P and Q? P and Q are nothing but are first order partial derivatives, which are given as P is dou z by dou x, Q is dou z by dou y. So this P and Q you find in the equation, and no higher order derivatives is called first order. And further, if degree of P and Q is 1 throughout, it is called linear partial differential equation of first order. Now next, let us see the standard form. Coming to the standard form, P dou z by dou x plus Q dou z by dou y equal to R. Or in short form, we write it as PP plus QQ equal to R, where P, Q, R are functions of x, y, z. So once again, if you link up the definition with this standard form, this equation contains only first order derivatives P and Q, and they maintain degree 1. So that's why we can consider this equation as linear equation of first order. So now our work is how to get complete solution of this problem. So to get the complete solution, we follow the following method. So this is method of solving. So every problem of linear will be given in this particular form, which is PP plus QQ equal to R. So once after getting a problem, compare the given problem with the standard form and first get the values of P, Q, R. Then in step 2, we write auxiliary equations, which are dx by P equal to dy by Q equal to dz by R. These are called auxiliary equations. In this, dx by P is first member, dy by Q is the second member, dz by R is third member. Now our work is we have to solve these equations. We have to solve these auxiliary equations. Now to solve these auxiliary equations, the method we take up is method of grouping. So what we do in grouping is select any two members from the auxiliary equation, and by solving we get first part of the solution. So if you go back and see auxiliary equations, as I said, we are having three members. Dx by P is first member, dy by Q is second member, dz by R is third member. Now we select any two members. So for example, if I select first member and second member, here there is a condition. If we select first and second members, these two members should contain only x and y variables. You should not get z. Even if there is z, if you are able to cancel z on either side, there is no problem. So if you want to select second and third member, it should not contain x. If you want to select 1 and 3, it should not contain y. So in all, always three selections are available. I can select first two members, then I can select second and third member, or I can select 1 and third member. But the point is we have to select the selection properly. So continuation of this grouping method. So select any two members, and by solving we get first part. In the same way, you have to select another two members, and by solving we get second part of the solution. And these two parts constitutes the complete solution. So in step 4, and this is the last step to conclude the problem, if u equal to c1 and v equal to c2 are two parts of the solution, then the complete solution is phi of u comma v equal to 0. So this is how we are going to end up, and here at the end we are writing complete solution in terms of a function of uv equal to 0. So we are having one function here. You know, in formation, by eliminating one function we get first order PDE. Now we are solving first order PDE, and at the end of the problem we are getting outcome in terms of one function. And one more thing, just remember this: in the formation a equation is given, by differentiating partially we are getting differential equation. Now right now we are doing differential equation, we are solving. So while doing differential equation, in the method we have to perform integration. After integration we get the solution. So here also select any two members, and by solving means here we have to perform integration. After performing integration only in both parts we get the outcome of each part, and finally we write phi of first part comma second part is equal to 0. Now let me take you to problems. This is the first problem, xp plus yq equal to z. So first thing what we have to do while doing problem is compare this given problem with standard form. What is our standard form? pp plus qq equal to r. So after comparison, first we will write the values of p, q, r. So once after writing p, q, r values, then we write auxiliary equations. What are auxiliary equations? dx by p, dy by q, dz by r. So we substitute p, q, r values which are x, y, z. From here selection starts. So first I select first member and second member. Why I can go with 1, 2 is there is no involvement of z in this. So I have selected 1, 2. After selection is over, here we have to solve this equation. And if you closely look into these equations, clearly variables are separated. In some problems we have to do cross multiplication and we need to separate out variables, but here clearly variables are separated. Now solving means you have to perform integration. So now here we do integration. So on integration we get log x equal to log y plus log c1. From there you can write log x minus log y equal to log c1, or I can write it as log of x by y equal to log c1. By avoiding log on either side we get x by y equal to c1. Now this is the first selection. First selection I have taken 1, 2 members. Like that I have taken second selection as second member and third member. So by doing second member and third member, again same procedure, integration, same integration formulas, and it leads to y by z equal to c2. So now some of you may have a doubt. I have selected 1, 2 and then 2, 3. You may have doubt, can I go with 1, 3? Yes, definitely can go with 1, 3, because that is also valid selection, because 1, 3 if I select, there is no y involvement. So even 1, 3 also we can select, but 2 selections are enough, 2 valid selections are enough. So I have gone with 1, 2 and 2, 3. And one more point is, order of selection is immaterial. Right, I have taken 1, 2. If somebody starts the problem by selecting 1, 3, you can start it. Then 2, 3. It is up to you. So based on your selection, you are going to get the outcome of the problem. So here my selection is 1, 2, corresponding to 1, 2 x by y, corresponding to 2, 3 y by z. So this is how we need to conclude our problem. Phi of u comma v equal to 0. If somebody selects 1, 2 and 1, 3, if you select 1, 3 dx by x equal to dz by z, if you integrate, log x is equal to log z plus log c2. So then after removing logs you get x by z equal to c2. then accordingly you can conclude your problem. So one more time I am telling, selection is, you have to select it carefully such that integration is possible. And if you select 1 2, you should not have z in that. If you select 2 3, you should not have x in that. If you select 1 3, you should not have y in that. So like that we need to do the selection. In this problem, as far as this problem is concerned, all the three selections are useful, but 2 is enough to conclude our problem. So I have chosen 1 2 and 2 3. Now let me take you to the next problem. So this is the next one. Again, by comparing with standard form, we get p value, q value, r value. Write the auxiliary equations. Substitute your p, q, r values. Now closely examine the members, first member, second member, third member. So 1 2 I'll see first. If I see 1 2, z is there, but the thing is I can cancel this z on both sides. After cancellation, then we left with x and y only. So there is no problem with the selection of 1 and 2. So let me select 1 and 2. So selection is with 1 and 2, then I have cancelled z on both sides. Then here variable separable, separating variables. After separation of variables, this is the equation we are having. Now we integrate, and the final form is this. So this is the first part of the solution. Now let us see the second selection here. Can I go with 2 and 3? To select 2 and 3, you should not have x, but there is x here. So I can't go with 2 and 3. So now let us see what happens with 1 and 3. First member, third member. So if you select 1 and 3, you should not contain y. So 1 and 3, there is y square, but I can cancel y square on both sides. After cancellation, we left with x and z only. So 2 3 is not useful. You should notice this. I can't select 2 3 members as a selection. So I have to select 1 and 3 now. So by selecting 1 and 3, I can cancel y square on both sides, then cross multiplication. From there we can go for integration, and this is the second part of the solution. And remember, last step is you have to write complete solution, which is phi of first part comma second part equal to 0. Now see here, in first problem all the three possibilities are useful. We have chosen 2. In second problem, 2 possibilities only useful, one is not valid. So this you should notice. Now let us take next problem. Now see this problem. This is the given problem. By comparing with the standard form, we get PQR values, auxiliary equation, substitute PQR values. Now selection. I can select 1 and 2 straight away because I can cancel z on both sides. After cancellation is over, what left is dx equal to minus dy. On integration, we get x plus y equal to c1. So first part is clear. Now for the second part, we have to search for the selection. Can I go with 2 and 3? No, it's not possible. The same way, can I select 1 and 3? Again, it's not possible. So now see the sequence. First problem, 3 possibilities are useful. Second 2, now it reduces to 1. So whenever you find a problem of this kind, using first part of the solution, we find the second part of the solution. Remember, first part. What is first part? X plus y equal to c1. That x plus y equal to c1, I can substitute in third member. Then what happens to the third member? Dz by z square plus c1 square. After substitution of x plus 1 as c1, I can select first member and third member. So after selecting first member, third member, replace x plus y with c1. From there again cross multiplication. Here integral f dash x by f of x formula we can apply. With that we get second part of the solution like this. So final step is phi of first part comma second part equal to 0. So see the sequence now. 3 possibilities in first problem, 2 possibilities in second problem, now 1 possibility. Now other part in this problem, we got using first part, we got the second part. Now you may have a small doubt, if no selection is available, what to do? So whenever you get no selection available, this method is not useful. Then we have to go with another method called method of multipliers. So what we have to do in multipliers is write the auxiliary equations. Now here we have to choose a set of multipliers L1, M1, N1, so that first member, second member, third member. Using first member, second member, third member, you have to write a new member. You have to choose a multipliers L1, M1, N1. These L1, M1, N1 may be constants or functions of x, y, z. So we have to prepare a new member L1 into dx plus M1 into dy plus N1 into dz by L1 into p plus M1 into q plus N1 into r. And what is important is we have to choose L1, M1, N1 in such a way that this denominator part gets 0. This L1p plus M1q plus N1r, this denominator you have to get 0. So that is what here, such that L1p plus M1q plus N1r equal to 0. So if this is 0, if denominator is 0, and if you select any member from 1, 2, 3, and if you do the cross multiplication, right, this 0, and if you do the cross multiplication, you get equal to 0. So what equation we get is L1 dx plus M1 dy plus N1 dz equal to 0. So by integrating this equation, we are going to get first part of the solution. In the same way, we have to select another set of multipliers to get second part of the solution. And final step is complete solution is phi of u comma v equal to 0. So we'll see some problems based on this method. So see this problem. Clearly it is in standard form. Write the values of p, q, r, auxiliary equations. And if you closely look into the auxiliary equations, is any selection possible? 1, 2, I can't select 2, 3 and 1, 3 as well. Selection is not possible. Then we have to go with multipliers. And what is important is you have to see what should be multiplied to the given p, what should be multiplied to given q, what should be multiplied to given r, such that the denominator part, as I mentioned in the method, this L1p plus M1q plus N1r, we have to get 0. So now, if you closely see this p, q, r, just if you add it, all the terms are going to get cancelled. Y minus z plus z minus x plus x. So I can go with multipliers as 1 comma 1 comma 1. So that these are our regular members, first, second, third. This is the new member. In the theory part, I am calling this as L1 dx plus M1 dy plus N1 dz. So after cancellation you get 0, then cross multiplication leads to this equation. So we get x plus y plus z equal to C1. This is the first part of the solution. And one more point you have to remember is, first part of the solution and second part of the solution, they should be independent. So as I am taking 1, 1, 1 here, some of you may be thinking I can go with 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. You can't go multipliers of that kind. You have to take different set of multipliers. So next set is I can go with x, y, z. Actually, while doing this method, you need to do some rough work to make this denominator part 0. So keen observation is very much needed with this method. So x into this p, y into q, z into r. This is what you get. All the terms are going to get cancelled and we get 0. And this is the equation we need to integrate. This is the integration and this is the second part. Final solution. First part comma second part equal to 0. So again, next problem, writing PQR values, auxiliary equations, first member, second member, third member. Clearly grouping method is not suitable. So we have to go with multipliers. So we have to search for the multipliers. So in this problem, one set of multipliers are LMN. With that, we get first part of the solution, Lx plus My plus Nz equal to C1. Other part is XYZ. With this set of multipliers, this is the second part we get. And finally, we write complete solution is phi of first part comma second part equal to 0. And this is the next problem, again writing PQR values. Just I mentioned the multipliers. These are the multipliers, and this is the complete solution. Now next problem is a different one. Till now we have seen problems of grouping separately and problems of on multipliers separately. If examiner want to test you both methods in a single problem, they can set you a problem like this, where we have to use grouping method to get one part of the solution and multipliers method to get second part of the solution. So this is the example. So writing PQR values, see the auxiliary equations clearly. I can select first two members, grouping method. So after selection, right, procedure is performing integration and getting the first part. And second part, I have done it with multiply. These are the multipliers, 1 by x, 1 by y, minus 1 by z. And this is the equation we get for integration. After integration, second part is xy by z equal to C2. So this is the complete solution for the problem. So remember, this problem contains two parts of the solution as usual. First part we have done with grouping, second part we have done with multipliers. And this is also a different problem, writing PQR values. After that, I can group two members. Grouping means I have added. You can add two members, you can subtract two members, not only two, even you can go with three members. So I have combined first two members and I have equated to third member. What is important is we can group the members in such a way that integration is possible. So after grouping 1, 2 and equating to third member, there is no difficulty of integration. So that makes me to group in this way. So this is the first part of the solution, x plus y plus z equal to C1. And next selection I have done first member, third member I have added. Here minus second member, minus third member. So you can group the members conveniently, but the point is integration should be possible. So this is the second part, and finally complete solution is this. So this is all about linear partial differential equations of first order with grouping and multipliers methods. Now this is the assessment for you, and first problem you have to find the solution of the partial differential equation. So clearly it is in standard form. So from there see which method is suitable. So second problem is also of same kind. Third, you have to decide the method. In all these problems, you have to decide the method, whether it is grouping method or multipliers method, or in some problems, one part we do with grouping and another part we do with multipliers. In this, only one part of the solution you have to find it. So this is the assessment for you. And in the next lecture, we study non-linear partial differential equations of first order.